This is MBX Films here. We're going to look at some of these picture books of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, 3 volumes of them from Tokuma Super TV Graphics. This is a company that would make these kind of picture books for all these kind of Japan costume shows and things, you know, outlining the information of the costumes, weapons, and robots and monsters and all those things. So once the Power Rangers became a hit, I guess they wanted to get in on that, make their product. They just probably already had books of these shows for Japan, since they're originally Japan shows, just kind of edited them with English names and the American actors and things like that. We have volume 1, 2, and 3. I didn't have the third as a kid, so I got this one on eBay to have the 3. I think there's only 3. Let's just take a look at these. Just great costumes there of all the villains and things. $5. I mean, I think Toys R Us probably where I got them, since this one has the tag here. So we will just go through here. Yeah, it's just a publishing company here. Oh no, I guess they probably made them all at the same time, because the volume 3 is listed there. So there's a 100% US shot there, actually. Set and American actors. This will be a picture taken when they were filming the original show. If you look real close, I don't know if you can really make it out, but for my eye, I can see it says like Zyuranger with a Z on his belt. So these are for sure, studio and photos and things of that show when they were filming it in Japan, which is why they have all these amazing high quality pictures. So these were great to see as a kid here. Even there you can kind of see just has the Zyuranger name, but of course we have, the bio has the American actor for Jason here. It was great just seeing like really good pictures of the weapons like that. I would draw a lot as a kid, so I'd use this picture to kind of do the costumes, do some of the Zords drawing, the weapons. We have this kind of all this information here. Black Ranger, again, the same good pictures. Like I can remember some of these scenes from the show and then the Zyuranger show, that they were fighting at this kind of hotel resort thing. But to have these like super high def pictures like this back then, I mean, we're talking 1994, it says. There was no Google image search to get to too handily there. Here's where they were fighting the skeleton monster Bones at this kind of theme park sort of thing. So they were taking these photos as they were filming the show, for studio and all this. Again, a good shot of the weapons, but the actress for the American show, of course, has all this info about the characters from the Power Rangers show. Even her bow has a Zyuranger, you can see written in it when you get a good clear look. I feel like the footage in the show for Power Rangers is like not good quality. Like they were just copying off of a VHS tape and editing it. Definitely looked grainier than the rest of the footage. Nice dead grass to pose on. I mean, you can see like the texture of the costume and things, because these pictures are so good. I imagine the Zyuranger book in Japan is probably similar to this, but with the Japanese actor up in there. Of course, the information would be all different. This one does have up to the Green Ranger. For a while was not on the show. It's kind of a later addition into it. Really nice close-up of his weapon and Zord and everything. Of course, I would compare these real pictures to my toys and note that, there were differences in some of the decals and things as well. So here's the confusing one where it's clearly the American set, because they didn't have this command center sort of thing in the Japan show. I don't know if this is when they had sent the costumes over, or if they built this set in Japan to film some extra things. I think it was probably they had sent the costumes or made costumes, because look at this freaking neck brace on the Blue Ranger. That's not quite how it looks here. It's a little thicker in this one. All of them have this thicker neck for some reason. That's the volume 1. Volume 2, we can see the White Ranger and other Zords here that are from actually the next Super Sentai show in Japan. This is the Zyuranger, where they got the costumes and the robots, the Zords. All the footage and all the enemies were from that. This volume 2 one, we're getting more info on some of the bad guys, at least, which, of course, they all had different names in the Japan one, but Rita was the witch Bandora. I mean, right here it says Bandora right on the picture. They didn't even try to Photoshop that out. A good shot of the T-Rex Zord and a Minotaur monster. Some cool textures and things when you can see these high quality photos. Here's tons of monsters that are all from that Zyuranger show. I'll just repurpose the footage into the Power Rangers show, which is why some of the early toys were of some of these, just because they knew they had the pictures and designs already to make the toys. Surprisingly, in Japan, they don't make the bad guy monsters as toys, I guess. I would have figured they made them and we just were getting them in the US, but they actually made some of the bad guys for US release exclusive. I don't know how kids in Japan play with their Super Sentai figures when they only have the heroes. Here's kind of demonstrating some of the Megazord transformation stuff. We got one nasty monster there. That one gets a lot darker in the Japan show there. It's really ugly. Then some Dragon Zord combinations. This is always my favorite with this on top. He just looked really cool like that. More so than this particular combo, but all looking pretty nice there. And so then we have the White Ranger being introduced, and if you ever wondered why his costume was totally different than the other Power Rangers other than just kind of the spandex suit and helmet, it had a different mouthpiece and the morpher is different, you know, it's a different belt buckle, because this is actually from the next Super Sentai show, Die Ranger. So they're kind of 6th Ranger, all different Zord. This one wouldn't have combined or done anything with the original stuff there. This is just from a whole nother show, so they just kind of took some of this footage and this costume from another show, put it with the other stuff. That's why he always kind of looked drastically different. And since they ran out of footage of the other villains and things, they had to make their own villain and shoot that footage, so that's why you get Lord Zed introduced. They didn't really show the Thunder Zords in that one. They should put on the cover, but I think this one will have a lot more. Again, I didn't have this one as a kid, so Jose, when you were 3, I'm showing this for you, man. Thanks for selling your book. Hope you liked it. Here we go, we're getting some Thunder Zord. There's the Red Dragon, this fighting mode, and of course the White Tiger. Here you can tell it's just a Zhu Ranger shot with a imposed picture of the Die Ranger, White Ranger, like over top of it. I mean, they're really good quality photos, so you can't really tell, but I mean, he's obviously not standing amongst them because they wouldn't have ever been grouped together except in the American show. You can see their motorcycles in the back. You don't get to see that too much. They had to edit all those out usually in the Power Rangers because they were usually riding them not in their morphed costumes. So this is such like a Japanese like landscape here that you can tell the shots from. But showing off the White Ranger and then the Zord and the riding on top here. And some of the transformation stuff. Yeah, they got kind of the dirty foot because of the dirt there. You can actually really see some good detail on these because these are good quality pictures. That's why, you know, his inside of his Zord's totally different because that's how the cockpits were in the Die Ranger show, or more like this. But you don't see that in the American one. So these are the Zords of the Rangers from the Die Ranger. There's not a Black Ranger in that show, it's actually a Green Ranger. This is why a lot of this has more green on it, if you ever kind of wondered. But since the colors mostly matched up, they just wanted to use that footage of these robots and things fighting the monsters, so they just made them change their Zord on the show to the next show, but kept the old costumes. Here's the Red Dragon, can turn into this fighting mode. You know, this is a monster from that Die Ranger show, so they're just reusing the footage, chopping up quite a few shows to put this together for the US. There's the full Thunder Megazord and then the Tiger Zord mixing with these. You can see the lion again is more green here because it's a Green Ranger in that Die Ranger show. Shows up a little more. And the Lord Zed, where they're having to make a new villain because there's not really any footage left for Rita and things like that, so they just kind of move on and reuse a few things since they have the costumes and all that. But sneaking in a lot more pictures of their actors here. Pretty cool. Would have been nice if this continued and showed the other Zords and things. They get Ninja Zords and Shogun Zords and things from other Japanese shows of Super Sentai that they were just trying to use even more of that footage for the Power Rangers show. So they had less to film here. It looks like it stops at volume 3. So these are pretty cool books. Again, back then in 1994, it was just nice to have these like super high quality imagery and photos. So I looked at these all the time as a kid. They were really cool to see. Use them to draw pictures and things. Fun stuff. Stick around for other Power Ranger stuff. The old figures, if you remember Spin Fighters, I collect the heck out of those. You'll want to get subscribed there because we'll have lots of more cool nostalgia stuff and just newer collectibles like everything I collect here I open up and show. I'll see you in the next video.